Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Thursday. Yes, the week is well on its way, almost out. I hope that you are enjoying it. I hope you're having a wonderful time. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you for joining us wherever you are today. I hope that you are well. I hope that the weather is kind to you. I hope that you're getting the kind of weather that you like. I know, talking to friends out there in Harvard, Massachusetts, Marietta, and of course Henry and Nick, I'm glad that it snowed, and I hope that you're enjoying that too. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Out here it's been a little cold, but bearable. Today will be around I think a low of 40 something, and then a high of about 64. So not too bad at all. How is it where you are? Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime, coming to you live from Moraga, California, and of course Storytime founded in Oakland, California in 2020. The years are flying by. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, and I hope that reading today's book allows you to find that place of peace inside, and really I think a great tool that we have here today to find that space inside and find our calm, find our place of refuge. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Where are you today? What's happening in your neighborhood? Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. We do bring back to Storytime a book that is done by a good friend of ours here at Storytime. Juliana PERDOMO brings us this one, author, illustrator of Sometimes All I Need Is Me. Yes, indeed. We all have days like that, right? And I hope that, we learn a thing or two from this amazing book. And if you're talking about vibrant illustrations, I'm telling you, this is the book for you today. Thank you so much for being here. And I still stick to I think somebody described these picture books as, 32-page galleries for $8 or maybe a little more. But it is really amazing, the amount of work. And Marietta, if you're here with us today, I hope that you can share just some of that work, right? Of course, when we've had guests here, authors, illustrators, we've talked about the amount of work that goes into this. So I hope that you appreciate those books. I hope that they find that special place on your shelf, because yes, they are made with love and made with great care. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. That one coming right up very, very shortly. But let us see who is here with us this morning, joining us on Storytime. Good morning to you out there in Ohio. Kathy, thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Yes, getting ahead of myself. Kathy, good to see you here with us. Thank you for joining in Storytime. And of course, good to see you as well, Luna. I hope that you're having a wonderful time out there in Ohio, and everybody else that is joining in with you, that is there with you, sending them the best of love. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Kathy, out there in Ohio, where it is cold, and I'll take your word for it, because I know it can get pretty cold out there. Thank you so much for joining in here on Storytime. And whenever I talk about our own cold here in the Bay, like, Maybe I'll hold on that. I'll hold off on that. Just none. It does not compare, but it is all relative, isn't it? Good morning to you from snowy Harvard, Massachusetts. Thank you so much for joining in, Marietta, and of course, Henry. And I'm glad that you're feeling better. Yes, continue healing. I hope that the weekend also comes in, makes you feel even stronger, ready to get back to school. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. We do have a wonderful book to read together. Cannot wait. But always appreciate you all joining us live, of course, if you can. And of course, when you join us later on for recordings, if you can as well, we appreciate you taking the time to be a part of this Storytime community. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Please get ready, get cozy, get comfortable. Henry, do you need to grab that hot chocolate? Go now. Kathy, get ready, get comfortable, grab what you need to make this story time even better. Let's get ready. We'll be right back for our book for today. Sometimes all I need is me. And this one is written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo, who's out there in Bogota, Colombia. And of course, it is a Candlewick Press publication. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. I'll see you on the other side of this very, very short break.
Hi, my name's Christine Mitchell-Adams. I'm a mama and an artist, and I believe that books are a great way for children to have access to the arts on an everyday basis, which is why I believe that programs like Storytime with Mr. Limata are so important.
Thank you so much. Christine Mitchell-Adams out there in Vermont. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime out in Burlington, Vermont. Thank you for being here, doing amazing work. And yes, books are indeed giving us access to the arts, a perfect way to give kids and everybody else access to the arts, right? And of course, to learn about fantastic topics. Are you ready for this one today? All right, here we go. Sometimes all I need is me. Yeah. This one is written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo, and we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. And honestly, too, like I'm looking at this book right now and looking at the through what's showing up on the camera, I just feel like it doesn't do it justice. I hope that you can get a copy of it from your local library and get to enjoy these really amazing colors. The color palette in this one is outstanding. Sometimes all I need is me. Yeah. Sometimes all I need is me. Oh, rain out there in Nakatosh. Rain and cold in Nakatosh. Well, I hope that this book warms you up today, Pamela Courtney. Appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Sometimes all I need is me. Written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo. And we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. And as always, a very big thank you indeed to Candlewick and all the other publishers that have allowed us to share their amazing books here on Storytime and continue to let us share their amazing work here on Storytime. Sometimes all I need is me. I live in a cozy place with my mom and Roomba, our dog. Yeah. I live in a cozy place with my mom and Roomba, our dog. And it just sounds so great, like everywhere really, like whether it's cold in Ohio, snow in Harvard, Massachusetts, rain and cold in Nakatosh. I feel like all that weather is cozy weather indeed. Like I hope you're finding that snuggle spot right in right at home. I live in a cozy place with my mom and Roomba, our dog. It smells like cinnamon tea and feels like warm pajamas. Oh, I want to live there too. It smells like cinnamon tea and feels like warm pajamas. Ah, let that sound cozy, right? Look at that place. But when I am away and everything is different, I become my own home where I feel calm. Yeah. But when I am away and everything is different, I become my own home where I feel calm. Yeah, it's amazing. Like even us adults, you go somewhere different and you feel dysregulated, and we have to find those ways, right? Find that spot, find that space inside that helps you relax. But when I am away and everything is different, I become my own home where I feel calm. I enjoy playing in the garden with Mateo, especially when the rain stops. Puddles make him happy, and his laughter is the best sound in the world. Aw. Who are those people in your life, right, that make you feel like that? Yeah, I enjoy playing in the garden with Mateo, especially when the rain stops. Puddles make him happy, and his laughter is the best sound in the world. Aw. I want Mateo to be my friend too. But when I am alone, I can be my own company and make my own magic. Yeah. But when I am alone, I can make my own company and make my own magic. Yeah. I love listening to music, especially samba. Yeah. It feels like my heart follows the beat. Yeah. Oh, I love music. Oh, I love music. I love listening to music, especially samba. It feels like my heart follows the beat. Yeah. But when it's quiet, I become my own song and let myself dance. Yes, yes, yes. I love music, especially samba. It feels like my heart follows the beat. But when it's quiet, I become my own song and let myself dance. Yeah. At night, when it's too dark and my feet get cold, my room can be a scary place. Oh. At night, when it's too dark and my feet get cold, my room can be a scary place. Yeah. Remind me, I'll share a story about this growing up, my room and growing up. At night, when it's too dark and my feet get cold, my room can be a scary place. Yeah. Oh. So I create my own light when I close my eyes and I think of the sun. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes when it's dark and my feet are cold, my room can be a scary place. So I create my own light when I close my eyes and think of the sun. Oh, yeah. Sometimes when I wear my rainbow roller skates, I fall down. Ouch. Luckily, I find kind people to help me out. Oh, yes. Yeah. There are times our inner strength is not enough, right? You need those support systems as well. Sometimes when I wear my rainbow roller skates, I fall down. Yeah, it happens. Luckily, I find kind people to help me out. But other times, I can be my own support and stand up by myself. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Luckily, I find kind people to help me up. But other times, I can be my own support and stand up by myself. Yeah. When I feel sad, a hug from grandma makes everything better. Oh, it feels like a warm knitted sweater. Oh, goodness. When I feel sad, a hug from grandma makes everything better. It feels like a warm knitted sweater. Ah, we all could use one of those every now and then, isn't it? If not every day. When I feel sad, a hug from grandma makes everything better. It feels like a warm knitted sweater. Yes. But when my grandma is not here, I can give myself a hug and know everything is all right. Ah, yes, yes, yes. But when my grandma is not here, I can give myself a hug and know everything is all right. Ah. I can love myself and become whatever I need. Sometimes all I really need is me. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I love myself and become whatever I need. Sometimes all I really need is me. Yeah. Oh. And that is the end of our story. And just looking back here to Juliana dedicates it to her amazing little sisters, Pacos, who inspires me every day to be brave. Who for you does this book remind you of? Who is that support system? Who are those people that make it feel like a knitted sweater? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to be here with us on Storytime. Of course, for taking the time to enjoy books together. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Sometimes all I need is me, written and illustrated by Juliana Perdomo. And of course, we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you're glad that we brought it back. I am certainly glad we brought it back and got to enjoy this lovely book here on Storytime. I'll see you on the other side of this very short break.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Chang, co-author of Bobo Loves Dumplings, Bobo's Colorful Chinese New Year, and Night Market Rescue. And this is Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Charlotte Chang, appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Night Market Rescue. Ask for it at your local library. Get to enjoy it. Henry, I know you're home today. I hope that you get an opportunity to go to the library, pick up Night Market Rescue, ask if your library has it, and get to enjoy that one as well. Lots of wonderful books out there. Lots of great books for us to explore, and of course keep sending me those recommendations. And talking of great books, we bring back another one here to Storytime. Probably hasn't been here enough, but I hope that this definitely starts a spree of bringing this book back to Storytime. Sleep Tight Farm, a farm prepares for winter. Come and join us. Yes, it's cold out, it's rainy out. This is the perfect book. Join me tomorrow as we read this one here on Storytime. It is written by Eugenie Doyle and illustrations by Becca Stadlander. Beautiful illustrations, beautiful story. Cannot wait to share it. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. I did say I would share a story about, scary rooms. And it's interesting because I used to be scared of sleeping in the dark when I was a kid. And it was interesting because, well, at one point there was a crack in the wall and then it was fixed, right? But when they fixed it, it wasn't painted for a long time. It was patched, and it was that gray cement. And so for the longest time, it wasn't painted over. And I always thought that looked like a person. So it was like, I'd go to bed and I'm like, there's this person that is hanging out in my room. And so, but it was, of course, it was just the part of the wall that had been patched. And every time it scared me. And again, too, mind you, I did not have this room to myself. I had my cousins with me. So I shouldn't really have been scared, but I was. And it was crazy because I started sleeping with my head under the covers, just so I didn't see that. And to date, I still do that. It's many, many years later. I still do that. I'm not scared anymore, but it's just habit. Whenever I am, just like if I am really going to be in deep sleep, I just put my head under the covers, and still to this day, that's what I do. But yeah, that's one story I just thought I should share from that came up reading that book. Thank you so much for being here with us, Kathy. Appreciate you. I hope that you have a lovely day out there. Thank you for joining us here on Storytime. I hope that you are well. I hope that everything that you're doing today brings you the greatest of joy. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Marietta and Henry joining us out there in Harvard, Massachusetts. Snowy, you say? Well, thank you so much for joining in here on Storytime. And I must say, too, pictures look amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. And yes, always a pleasure to see you here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, good to see you, Henry. Say hi to everybody for me. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Pamela Courtney in rainy and cold Nakitosh, Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Appreciate you, and I hope that you are well. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Definitely working on graphics. Cannot wait to share, Pamela Courtney. Excited for the books that are coming, and of course a book coming out. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you for this wonderful book today. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad we're here to enjoy it together. Remember, you can always find it at storytimewithmisslimata.com at a time that is convenient for you. I've been spoiled this week getting to spend time with Henry live on Storytime, but Henry, feel better soon, and hopefully you're back at school and enjoying all those friends and company, of course. And sometimes all we need is ourselves, right? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Please have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll see you again tomorrow when we're back with another exciting book. Sleep tight. Farm coming to us tomorrow from Chronicle Books and, of course, Eugenie Doyle and Becca Stadlander. Thank you so much for being here. Biggest of hugs to each and every one of you. And yeah, I appreciate you. This place right here with you all feels like my knitted sweater. Yes, I do have an amazing partner, but of course, like this place as well brings me lots of joy. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I will see you again tomorrow. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.